It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar here with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We'd love to hear from you on this Sunday. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Or if you're walking around Milberger's right now, we're right here on the patio. We'll be here for the next 2 hours. So if you have any questions, come on up. We'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here with a few plants.
Yes.
And a lot of them that are on sale, too.
Oh, yes, a lot on sale.
Gosh, and lots of blooms.
Calvin, I think I saw you before the show walking around with the wagon as well.
Well, and there goes our giant swallowtail there, too. And Milberger's has a certified butterfly garden here, and so there's constant distractions.
Do you think it was the same ones we saw yesterday?
Probably, yeah. But then, and there's one of the white varieties, which are there's 6 or 7. Okay, here's our big one. Gracious. But what the reason they're here, of course, are that almost all these blooming plants here at the nursery provide some nectar to the pollinators, which include butterflies and bees and hummingbirds. Plus, they're very attractive and look good in your landscape, too. So you can't go wrong, really. And especially if you find the ones that you plant them in the right place and meet your needs and fit in with your landscape. Now, we spent the article in the Express News that we talked about yesterday was about plants that are blooming out there after all that rain we've had, and plus this nice sunny heat.
Yeah. And soon to be more heat. Looking at the weather, it looks like we're going to have many, many more days of heat.
Yeah, so among the plants that we talked about are the Esperanza and Pride of Barbados, Vincas.
Yeah. And what else?
Pentas.
And then for the shade, the pentas and the begonias.
Yeah. That's so. And then so we do have a lot of opportunity. The one thing that we can talk about some more is the zinnias. Now, or I guess we could either way. We could start with the vincas. Now, the vincas are perfect to go into the landscape now in this kind of weather. They are in full bloom, looking good. They're drought tolerant, and they grow in full sun. The deer don't eat them, and the colors are unbelievable. Especially this new Cora variety that if you like a pure white or a white with red centers, or if you like the red or pink or violet, then you want some of those, some of the vincas. And the issue of the aerial Phytophthora, which was how many years? 5, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, it was.
Oh, I was going to say 10.
10 was just it changed the status of the periwinkle, or the vinca as we call it, from the most popular annual flower for the summer in full sun to one that we barely could use. We kept postponing.
Yeah,
don't plant it till August.
It went from June 1st to July 1st. maybe, depending on the weather, because the area Phothothra is spread by humidity and rainfall.
Yeah, and all you had to do really back then was to spray the water over the top of the plants, and it would get the disease.
I'm going to say, kids today now say literally. Well, literally, this seemed to melt.
True. Yeah, it was very difficult. Well, now the addition of the Cora variety, and then there's 2 or 3 other varieties. Sometimes Mark remembers the names.
I don't know. Sometimes I remember, but it's like out of the blue.
But here,
it's an acronym. So
yeah, the Cora variety is the one here, and they're on sale, aren't they?
They sure are. The Cora series, the periwinkles, in a 4-inch pot. They're regularly $179, but you can get 8 for $12 this weekend.
Yeah, and they look good. Now, did you mention that you noticed that before the show this morning, I was out there filling a wagon with Vincas, because this morning I was going through and deadheading my zinnias.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I should be using more. In past years, I've used more vinca, and they're a lot less work involved.
Yeah.
Now, they aren't, the vincas are not the best pollinator plant in terms of attracting. They'll attract some of the bees and some butterflies, but not many of the hummingbirds, but not in that same league as pentas or zinnias. But boy, they look good in the landscape in full sun, and they do so well in containers. They can take that containers getting hot, and you just if you use a small container, you have to water them on a regular basis, but not nearly as much as you do for zinnias and some of the others. But they're a good choice, and if you haven't used them in a while, you probably want to consider them. And full sun, they'll take whatever sun you give them. And then I think we have to admit they're probably the best annual flower in terms of deer resistance. I don't. Now, the minute I say this, of course, we'll get somebody call and say. But
in my neighborhood,
very few times have I ever heard of deer being interested in eating vincas. Yeah, so if you got lots of deer and lots of sun, that's one of the best plants for you. And of course, you want a good bargain because they are on sale. And it's a good choice. And it's we talk about it in the article in the Express News, Saturday's edition. I believe it's if you pick up an edition of the San Antonio Express News or the Austin American Statesman, as a matter of fact, at one of the service stations or Valeros or something like that. Usually that Sunday edition also has the column in it. So get that article. Every Saturday there's an article in the plan. And then another one that I think, Mark, we want to probably talk about a little bit. Our co-writer that writes in the Express News did a good job, a really detailed job. Neil Sperry of covering the rosette.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I was going to talk about that today.
Good.
Yeah, it was an excellent coverage of that. It is primarily up in the Metroplex.
That's the point.
And he said it's spread throughout Texas. I really have not seen it here in South Texas, but then again, I haven't spoken with Texas AgriLife in a while, and that's probably where most people would direct their comments.
Well, that's one of the things that when we talked about the disease in a couple of articles ago in the Express News, we talked about one of the things to do if you were in. We mentioned the fact that Central and South Texas were been lucky in that we haven't seen the disease, because it's a savage disease spread by mites and virus-like. But once the rose gets it, the only choice is that you dig it up, pull it out, and throw it and put it in a garbage sack and send it off.
We don't compost them. We put it and dispose of them in the trash. And
this is not a. It's pretty obvious when you have roses.
Yes.
They have a very garish growth pattern.
It's right. In fact, frightening. The way the stems look, they're gnarled, they're thorny. They look like they're coming after you. So you can't really miss it. And we have no cure. We have no treatment. We've talked about replacing it with resistant species. We don't have any yet. So
now in this
alternative species or plant roses on sale here from Milberger's.
We in Neil's article in the Express News, he talks about you can replant. It's best to wait a while and to have plenty of space between the roses, but that is you can replant in an area, especially if it was in Central Texas or South Texas. But gosh, I'd be hesitant in other areas.
Yeah, and he makes the point that there's plenty of inoculum up there, and you may have neighbors down the street that have not sanitized or rogued. We have two different names for it. Their site. And so there's plenty of inoculum out there. And there's a whole host of thrips, white flies. I'm trying to think of the little glass hoppers or something. Very small insects. Almost invisible insects.
Is it just the mites that carry the disease, or is
it's mites, and let's see if maybe I can read something.
Yeah, the disease itself is a virus.
Yeah, microscopic mite. It says on there. Yeah. There are a lot of viruses that are spread by very, very small leafhoppers. That's the word I'm looking for.
But this one they talk about as mites. So that's another good reason to get this Saturday edition or the Sunday edition from the your down the block at the gas station or the Valero store to get both of these articles. And Neil, we brought this up a few weeks ago too. Neil does a good job in his book, his gardening book about covering the rose rosette virus too. So you could get the information about the disease in there. But I think it's really worthwhile to get this copy, because he goes into some real detail there on the disease. May cure you of, or not, may make you hesitate to plant roses. But and of course, if you're in the Dallas area, I would hesitate to plant.
Yeah. That's the caveat. Is we've not seen it here, or very few cases that are flying under the radar So I still would go ahead and plant roses here in San Antonio.
Yeah, no,
appropriate roses, which Calvin and I have talked about on many occasions. The appropriate roses for San Antonio.
I grow a lot of them. I have a lot of them growing in my yard, and of course, we, as Mark and I always talk about it, our favorites are the tough modern or old-fashioned roses, the ones that you don't have to do any fancy pruning on a regular schedule. You can. They're very drought tolerant. Actually, a number of them fit in a xeriscape planting pretty well. They can survive without regular watering. Now, of course, they bloom better if you give them on a basic water. And this last 7 year, the drought we had kind of challenged that claim, because it's kind of even tough on those tough roses, tough modern roses. But they're out there. There are a lot of them that are doing really well, still doing well. Was that just a hummingbird?
I think so. It's like it's out of the corner of both our eyes.
The hummingbird peeked at us and says, "Is that all you're going to talk about? Is rosette guys?"
It went straight up and like an arrow, and I don't think that was a butterfly. I think that was a hummingbird.
Mark, what do you want to mention this?
Yeah, because I think because it's available online, and it will be available at events that are hosted or attended by CPS Energy. Thank you. So CPS Energy and a committee of experts, plant experts and tree experts in the area, have produced, I want to say, the 4th edition. I was involved in the first 2, and what it is the 4th edition of the Recommended Trees for the San Antonio region, a guide to the selection, planting, and care of trees for the greater San Antonio region. So this is the newest update. We've changed some trees. And it's based on the last 7 years of drought. We took that as an impetus. And so there will be trees that are missing. Yeah, thank you, Alex. I was moving away from the microphone. If you would like to notice, there is a state tree that's missing.
At least he didn't smack you like Milton used to do to me.
Yeah. There's a missing state tree. So we took pecans off the recommended list. We've added some interesting new ones, mostly from the West Texas area, but not so much. I'm just thinking more about that. So we have Candelia or Brazil wood that we have talked about. Ash juniper is on it. the disliked. I was going to say despised. But,
there'll be some.
There'll be controversy. That's why I mentioned it.
Older gardeners out there who are getting the shakes, and they'll be wondering what vengeance they'll take.
A royal sweetwood, which is a far West Texas native into Mexico. It's more in Mexico.
What is it? A hackberry type? Or?
No, it has a bean and a light creamy flower. You see them at Trinity. Trinity University has a lot of them there, although you'll see them around town. Interesting, but pick it up or go online to CPS Energy. It is the Trees for San Antonio, recommended trees for the San Antonio region. And we put region because it includes the counties around this area. Including Comel, Kendall.
Well, it's about a 4x4 poster.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a, and they do have posters for us select groups, for teachers out there. Teachers, if you would like to have this poster of all these recommended trees, please contact
Wonderful
CPS
to put
Energy.
display in your bulletin board out there in the class.
Or you can call me. I have one in my truck. I will take offers on what you'll give me in return for that poster. But anyway, this is a folded poster. It has maintenance care recommendations on the back and where to plant trees.
I was noticing.
I always have an issue. There are many places in San Antonio that have these huge pecans 2 feet from the side of the house, and I'm like, just slap the top of my head and go, why?
So it's much better to do what we have there in our neighborhood, where we have them leaning against the utility lines.
Well, there you go. That's a good one. And speaking of utility lines, so it has all the recommended trees and their heights. And so you could say, well, these are the trees to plant underneath utility lines. And it has about 20, close to 20.
Some neat diagrams showing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're really, it's a really neat poster. Like I said, it's about the 4th edition. It's taken about 24 months to put it all together. Again, CPS Energy with a committee of plant people.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
This is your copy. You can bring it to the office.
I will definitely do that.
Let the people fight over it.
We'll definitely talk about it more after this break. 210-308-8867. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. We have some guests here at the patio that are having a question. I believe it's about a live oak. Want to talk through just so we can hear a little better.
Yeah. So we can hear you better then.
Okay. So what I've got is a live oak where I've got some roots that are coming up above the ground. So I was concerned they kind of like come up and then go back down in, and most of it looks like, as you can see, like kind of almost like a bark on top of it. So my question is, I think I may have had some erosion there over time too. So the question I've got is,
the trees look really nice.
Yeah, the trees growing great and everything. So the question I guess mostly is there anything I need to do about it? Can I cover it with dirt? Should I leave it alone? What's the best thing for the tree?
I've seen these trees on some of the parkways, the greenways, where the tree is completely over a slab of rock.
Oh.
So, I mean, solid rock.
Yeah.
So that your question is, no, you don't have to do anything.
Okay, so it's not hurting anything.
No, it's not hurting anything. Okay. A lot of people have an issue with it as aesthetics. Frankly,
it's a little tough to putt.
It is tough to putt.
Yeah.
You think about it; those roots probably started out as the diameter of a pencil.
Yes.
And now they're the diameter of a baseball bat.
Okay.
So a combination of things: a little bit of erosion, but also you're seeing them because they're bigger.
Well, Mark, what about say you've got one that's really in a traffic area? Can you take some of them out, or?
So this is a great question because you'll see this. If it's a high traffic area, that's for the folks out there.
Sure.
Just put decomposed granite down.
Oh.
I had years and years ago Chris Hill, a local developer and builder. He had the Esquire Tavern, and they had this huge live oak with this huge root right next to the building, and the Conservation Society said, "Oh, you can't do anything about it," and everything. And I said, "Hey, what am I going to do?" And I said, "Well, we just take a bunch of decomposed granite and slope it up on one side, and we slope it up on the other side, and you can bring all your kegs in."
Okay.
Wow. How much do I owe you, Mark? A can of Coke. And I worked for Coke, cans of Coke back then.
Okay.
Now,
Right. So the other option or the other issue is, some people don't like to look at them. And the main thing is don't hit them with a lawnmower, please.
Right.
But if you want a ground cover, we have some wonderful ground covers there. That's one of Calvin and I's favorite right there in between the roots, the petunia, dwarf petunia.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And if you needed to. Otherwise, the simple thing is, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a completely different question?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is a Sego palm. That we've had for very many years, and it got hit really bad with that cold spell, and it hasn't opened up at the top.
It has not.
It has not this spring. So we were worried. I was worried about it, but it did do the seed thing, the bulb thing, and everything.
So the Segos are male and female. So that is the female seed pod, and. So that's interesting that it did the seed, but no branches came out from underneath the seed. Keep the pod. Wait 6 months.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it's not anything else, or if it's no leaves are showing from around the collar of the seed pod, then cut it back down, because you do have some seeds on the bottom, or leaves on the bottom.
Right.
And it will sprout up.
Oh, actually, cut down the seed pod even? Is that what you're saying?
6 months.
Okay, but go ahead and actually cut the seed pod.
No. Wait.
Oh,
because the new leaves, if any, will come out, will be at that collar right around the seed pod.
Oh, I did. There's one down the street that's got some leaves coming out of the collar. Okay.
So, as I said, if after 6 months there's nothing there, go ahead and cut it all the way down. Everything down to the ground.
You mean cut?
Because you'll have some regrowth from the bottom there on those seeds. Oh,
interesting. Yeah. Okay, and then
now hopefully there'll be what we call a pup coming out.
Okay.
So a distinct vegetative column coming out of the base of the tree.
Gotcha.
And you can actually take a machete or what have you, sharp implement, cut that, put a little rooting hormone on it. Stick it in the ground.
Okay.
Got a new one.
And then my other question: is there any reason to go ahead and put any kind of fertilizer or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good.
Thank you.
Good questions.
Absolutely.
A lot of folks have to deal with it.
If you want to hear my story on the Sego palms, you can listen to it here. But back in 2021, I came up with running with the hair on fire up to the station, the porch here, and 95% of all the Sego palms have died
from the freeze.
From the freeze. 2 weeks later, I'd come up. Well, maybe it was only 85%. A couple weeks later. Yeah.
But
and then I'd come walking up, and sheepishly Milton would go, and what's the percentage this week? Well, maybe only 50%. Well, it came out to be like only about 5% actually died. But you had to wait, and that was the key thing.
I was a little mad at myself for not covering it at least somewhat.
Yeah, you got to. We can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the key thing. It is a subtropical palm. It does have some freeze resistance, but 4 days below freezing, it did a lot of.
So that could have damaged it some. I may still lose it actually, but okay.
But we've had a couple others during the past 6 years, I guess.
Okay. Most of them resprout, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. But yeah. So that was the whole point of that whole story is Calvin synthesized it. Most of them resprout and survive.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
So how did your boss evaluate this? Is that the same conclusion that he had on the roots? Okay. We're talking to the dog that's in the stroller here, and typical. It reminds me of my West Highland Terriers because obviously he's in charge.
Absolutely.
Nice talk to you. Thank you
so much. All right. Well, thank you for the guests coming up. We have a caller on the line, 210-308-8867. We have Nick on the line. Nick, thank you for holding.
Yes, sir. I got a question about a Monterey oak that I bought from you guys back in May.
Back in May? Okay.
I put it in the ground right after I brought it home. Oh, and it's probably, 12, 15 foot. It's whatever y'all sell there. And about a third of the leaves are turning brown and falling off. And I'd been watering it pretty good. And then all the rain came. Do you think that's a result of that, or is it missing something?
No, I think that's it. As soon as you said you're watering well, and then the rains came, I went, oh, what type of soil will you have, or where are you located?
Out here across from Timberwood Park.
Okay.
And we're kind of in a low area, so the ground is kind of a caliche.
Okay. Because a lot of places in Timberwood, as you well know, have very little soil.
Right.
But yeah, if there's a caliche bottom and you have some heavier clay on top, that could be the problem, because that will sit right on top of that and really soak the soil. Don't worry about it. Yesterday we recommended somebody take a little sharpshooter and see how deep the soil, or how wet the soil was, how mucky the soil was.
So, and see if there's any kind of pattern of area where it doesn't seem to be penetrating, or if it's soggy.
All right. So, if you you planted in May, so if you abided by my 3-2-1, by now you should have transitioned to twice a month. Were you watering twice a month?
Okay.
Yeah, the sound of your voice says you're probably watering a little bit more. So
yeah, I would. Yeah, I've got one of those things go around the trunk of the tree that y'all sold.
A few years ago. I can't remember what they were. They used to clamp around the tree.
Oh yeah,
Jerry was a big proponent of it. Okay, yeah. So
it's getting
good water, particularly at the original root ball. So yeah, continue with it, but you don't need to necessarily do that after three or 4 months. But you do need to water it, particularly in the weather that we've been having. So, but you don't have to do it twice a month.
Okay.
Right.
Should I add any 1959 to it? Or?
I would not at this time.
Yeah, wait till you get. It's obviously recovered and it's showing some normal growth.
Yeah, I wanted to get that, and that is a great fertilizer for just about everything. But I would wait till October 15th, October 15th, 20th, something in that second or third week of October.
Okay. All righty. Well, I appreciate the info. Thank you very much.
All right. Good luck. Good question.
Thank you, Nick. Let us know. All right. Thank you for calling 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Love to hear from you. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. For this last segment, we had a lot of good talks about a lot of the trees around here.
The last caller brought up Monterey oak, Mexican live oak, a.k.a. Mexican white oak. Goes by lots of different names. It is a native. It took like 25 years for us to find the native population. It's in the Valverde and Terrell counties. That is far west counties. And it's a great tree.
Yeah, it was one of your favorites, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Quercus polymorpha. Excellent growth. Few pests. Just the other day, I found a pest, or a client was calling me over on San Pedro, off of San Pedro, by the malls, and she was, "Oh, what is this huge bug?" I'm like, I'm looking at it going, God, reminds me a lot. Well, 15 years ago, I discovered this or identified it. It's called a giant bark aphid. And it's gray and black, and it looks very scary. Size of a pea. So imagine an aphid, that size. That's pretty scary. Anyway, so they're going back. That Monterey oak has some leaf diseases. This giant aphid and little else. It is resistant to oak wilt, and that's one of the main things. It is in the white oak family, and therefore it's resistant. That is not immune. It is resistant. So we still require paint and or proper pruning at the proper time.
And in fact, we do have them here.
We do.
For sale.
And we do. The size that I believe he was talking about is the 45-gallon container. You're supposed to slap me when I say gallon.
Oh, it's 40,
number 45.
Number 45. Okay.
Maybe a 30, but we do have the really big ones. We do have smaller ones. We do have in 15 gallons. I did it again.
Number 15.
Number 15.
I know we've got an aqua out there. Do we have the? You mentioned the Brazil on that new publication.
Yeah, I look for it the one day. If we do have it, it's kind of in the back and in the hot, sunny area, which I did want to go to.
Relatively easy to start them with seed if you're in a neighborhood where there's condalia growing, that you'll have them coming up all over by seed.
Now you do have to fight the animals and birds for the seed. So I believe it's ripened right now.
Yeah, well, it's at the end.
At the end, isn't it?
I had declared that it was done, but then just yesterday I noticed that there was one that had a small amount of seeds still on there.
And the same thing with persimmon, Texas persimmon.
Oh, yeah, the persimmons still got fruit.
Got in, but they're ripening right now. You just watch for and see the little trail of possums and raccoons feeding on them. They're in line. They're very patient. They're patient with each other.
What is you mean? You've got a raccoon that's patient?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm
being facetious.
I got one, yeah. I've got one that is not patient that I would just as soon ship to you, but that seems to have a goal of wiping out every one of my hummingbird feeders. So.
I walked by a porch a couple nights ago, and I hadn't seen the neighborhood gray fox, in a while, and he comes darting out from underneath the porch. And then I come back about a minute later, and I come down the stairs, and all of a sudden I see the big gray possum, frankly fat possum. And I said, "What were you guys having a committee meeting underneath the stairs, underneath the house?" We live on pier and beams. What's going on? And they're both like, look at me and run off. Albeit the possum was very slow moving. This is a rotund possum.
It is amazing how, I've talked about the relationship between skunks and wildlife and my dogs, and so many of the animals have truces. This is our territory, and this is our food, and now food is an issue sometimes.
Yeah, well,
that's hard to.
It's debatable.
Yeah, to sign an agreement on whose food is what. But.
There's no MOU under this.
Now I wanted to talk about zinnias too. If we. What time? Did we got time before a break?
Yeah,
we got 10 minutes, so we got time.
Well, it's been hard to get zinnias. Now, we were able to get Dreamland zinnias.
We were able to get a couple flats of Dreamlands.
Yeah.
Now, last year it was kind of iffy, and so we were happy to see at least a couple flats.
So I kind of was working on them the last few days, thinking what is the best strategy. And of course, we've got them. We've got the our Zahara Profusion available here, and they're on sale, I believe, still, aren't they?
I'm pleased with Sahara. What was that? Scarlet Fire or something like that.
Yeah, it's the red.
I thought they'd be bigger. So yes, I'm a little disappointed. It has the flowers have a lovely color, but they're more like the Profusion than Dreamland. So.
What you might want to do though is go through. I'm not much into deadheading, but if with this year when it's so hard to get the larger zinnias, you may want to go through and deadhead the plants that you've got. Get rid of the flowers that have turned brown, and you can go ahead and just spread them out in the garden even, or put them out there where the birds will get the seed. But the other thing you may want to do is we're able to get some of the Dreamland earlier that Mark and I were talking about. You probably got, if you let some seed drop, you probably got seedlings that have come up, and you may want to go ahead and transplant some of the larger seedlings into your flower garden in rows or however, because they'll bloom in 4 months, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and you've still got 3 months, 4 months left of the bloom period.
And that's what I'm going to do. I have my Dreamland in a bit large pot. Some of them are dying, the flower heads, and some deadheading, and a little bit outside the pots, and a little bit inside the pots, and you see my fingers. I'm hitting them like this. It makes for very good radio where you can't see me using my fingers. But hopefully, I am hoping to get some more seedlings a little bit later.
Yeah, and it's amazing how I've got a lot of zinnias on my patio and the pool area in containers and all, and it's amazing how when you cut out the brown flowers in there, it's amazing how neat they get, and they do, especially at Dreamland, they'll perk up. It was kind of tough on this heat was tough on them.
Yeah.
But they'll perk up and put new blooms up, and so they'll fill that gap. And of course, if in past we would have maybe bought some more Dreamland and not worried about deadheading as much as we are now. But that's a tactic that works until we get a situation where we get more deadheads, more zinnias available, transplants available. But these Zahara and the Profusion work do pretty well, especially in the smaller containers. But it's not the same as.
No, not like the same as those nice 12, 15-inch Profusion.
Right, yeah,
I made Dreamland.
Yeah, very, very compact, yellow, red, pink flowers, orange.
Yeah.
But you can with that deadheading and capturing those seedlings and transplanting them, you can fill that gap pretty well. And then, of course, we talked about the vincas. The vincas will fill that gap too. They're very attractive. They're not the same in terms of nectar source, but they are very attractive in your landscape and in containers. So fill the gap with those too. I'm having a little trouble with. I wonder if other gardeners are having to. We rely on moss roses and purslane.
Hey, yeah. Now I don't have them in the best location, but I'm not getting a lot of flowers.
I'm with you too.
From my either purslane or porcolata.
Moss roses.
Yeah, there you go. Easier to say.
But usually we rely on them, especially in the smaller containers. But for some reason, this combination of weather, I can't understand that. 7 years of drought and 100-degree heat and erratic rainfall, flooding. But it's been challenging, I think, for moss roses for sure. We do have moss roses here.
Yeah, we have a couple
good.
table.
Yeah, they're not on sale. They're not on sale, are they?
No, not.
Alex?
No. What we do have for sale is all these perennials.
Perennials
right here in front of us.
Hey, what does that mean?
What does it mean?
Well, you put them in the ground, they stay for a while.
Okay.
Stay, yeah.
They're not an annual, in other words.
Return through the winter usually.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, some of them, I will admit, some of them return are more hardy than others, but they're all perennials, and we have a huge selection.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all perennials that are in a number 1, they're regularly $9.99. They're on sale for $6.88, and like Mark said, there's a wide variety available here.
Yeah, the
like
ones
what?
Ones that look especially good are those. The dwarf Ruellia, the Mexican petunia, and you got a choice between a pink flower and a blue purple flower.
Ladies and gentlemen, please come by and buy those today, because that will meet Calvin and I's prediction that they'd be all gone by the end of the week. So please come on by, pick up the pink ones. They're lovely, they're gone. Beautiful. But we'll be liars then if there's any left for after today.
Lots of different salvias here in that category too.
Skullcaps as well, both pink and purple.
Well, look at you! Yeah, skullcaps.
Yeah.
Mexican heather, Kufia. Salvias, Calvin mentioned. I see some shrimp plant over in the shady area, which is really good for shade areas. I can't see it around the corner, but we usually have lots of different salvias.
There, look at this. What do you think there is? Porterweed.
Oh, my Lord.
With a blue flower.
Oh,
so,
hell, porterweed.
I know
we do have porterweed here.
Oh, no.
Where'd you find it? Right there?
We have porterweed around the corner.
So that is a fantastic pollinator source, nectar source for pollinators. So, we have it here. Yay!
And then, of course, all these different lantanas. The new gold is the one that's showing off the most. But or what's that? Whatever fancy red one over there.
So there are some red ones, and they have the wonderful variety names by Really Red, Chili Red. I think those are the two main ones.
So, and then now they're not in great bloom shape right now. The violet, but they're the ones that the lantana that is not as inclined to bloom as much in the middle of summer, but they certainly do a great job of blooming in the spring and in the fall. In fact, they'll bloom right into the winter if it's a mild situation. And it's not like most of the lantanas that are very cold sensitive. They survive, but they go down in the winter and then come back in the spring.
Yeah, right. Well, we got one more hour for our Sunday show. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, or come on up to the patio if you're here at Milberger's. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. It's a hot one, and then from what Al sent me from the studio, I think it's going to reach 101 later
today?
This week. Not today, but later this week.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier. Is looking at the weather forecast, it doesn't look good for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Well, with the high heats coming up, what should we be doing to?
Well, I
guess in
beverage
the lawn
of your choice, sitting in the shaded patio. Not a whole lot.
Just gotta bear with it.
Yeah. So I used to show these diagrams. What historical rainfall patterns are, and then often what grass, if you have long grasses, what their requirements are during the summer. And a lot of times they show native plants, they're kind of used to no water in July and August. Having said that, if you look at the record, there's usually about 2 inches or close to 2 inches during those 2 months. So we don't necessarily need, in other words, folks, you don't need to be watering a whole lot for native plants. Grass, on the other hand, not necessarily. It's not really a native. Bermuda isn't, Zoysia isn't. St. Augustine is sort of native. So you have to water that regularly. Now, all three can survive 3 weeks without water. The Bermuda and Zoysia go dormant. The St. Augustine, bless his heart, has no clue. And if it doesn't get water by 21, 24 days, it dies. So, you do have to water during the summertime consistently for lawn grasses. Native plants, though, they're not.
They're native for a reason.
Yeah, they're native, and they go water. That's fine. Yeah, we'll take it. But we pretty much shut down or greatly reduced our photosynthetic activity, and we're not. We don't need all that water.
We had a visitor from a gardener that you're talking about water that was trying to figure out why her Bougainvillea was not blooming. And that's one of the few plants that it really likes a different situation. If you're going to maximize its bloom, you want it root bound, and you want it to dry out between waterings. So that's quite the opposite of how people react when it has kind of a bloom period, and then it pauses a while, then it has a bloom period. So a lot of times during those pauses, people say, "Oh man, I better start watering some more, or I better put it in a bigger container." Well, that's kind of the kiss of death in terms of the bloom. What you want, it's one of the few plants that you want that root bound. You leave it in that smaller container, and it does a better job of blooming. And then, of course, you have to let it dry out between watering. If you keep that Bougainvillea damp, you're not going to get very get very many blooms. And then of course, it needs to be in full sun. It doesn't,
Yeah.
won't put up with the shade either. But it's hard to beat. It's spectacular in terms of blooms.
For those people who claim to have brown thumbs, can't do anything, you might want to look at that Bougainvillea because it enjoys being root bound and deprived of water and fertilization. So if you forget things, that's a perfect plant for you.
Now, it's a little hard to grow outside of a container.
Yeah.
Because you got a couple of challenges there. The number one, it has lots of space to grow a root system in, so it just keeps concentrating on building a root system. And then the other thing is that it's cold sensitive. So out there if you've got it growing out in the garden, and you can't get it into the shelter during the winter time if we have a cold winter. Now, last winter, at least this gardener, her plant survived, but most of them do not survive in the most situations when they out in the winter. If you're in a container, they're in a container. You mostly we take them into the greenhouse or some other sheltered situation where there's heat available. So it's a different kind. Mark's right. If you have a contrary gardening inclination, Bougainvillea is your plant for you. But
and they come in the San Antonio colors. What I always like to say, hot fuchsia, red, and purple.
I'm looking for let's see,
we used to have a whole bunch on the trellises. You notice the trellises are bare right now.
Well, there's a few there.
Oh, yeah, in the end. Okay.
But, so that's one day. Let's see. And, we've got it still. Gosh, we got the hottest part of summer still left. Yeah. So Bougainvillea would be a good choice. That's it. That's another one we talked about.
That's another one you could have put on your list.
Yeah, if you want a certain color of Bougainvillea or you want a certain size, that may be one that you want to call up. Alex will give you that phone number. You'll call up and have them put it on the phone list. Mm-hmm. And what they'll do is they'll call you when it's available. And you're not locked into buying it, but you have an opportunity. They'll put it aside for you. You get the first shot at it if you want it. But it doesn't need to be Bougainvillea. It could be tomatoes.
It could be porterweed.
Yes, it could be. And what else were we waiting for? But let's see. I guess next week we were hoping
we're
get a whole bunch of tomatoes.
Yeah. Porterweed was our last one, so we just saw it there.
Yeah, gosh. Now I saw those blooming porterweeds. Now I'm hoping that there'll be some new red ones.
Red one. I guess red one is the one we're waiting for. Yeah.
That's an attractive one. And then, of course, any of the, especially the native milkweeds would be wonderful. Yes, we usually see butterfly weed, which is an attractive and native milkweed, but so far we haven't seen them. We got tropical milkweed here, but that's the butterfly weed grows well in our landscapes. I was admiring was that our Labrador, the friendly?
For our friendly and Labrador, golden Labrador.
Well, yeah,
yellow lab.
What was it? What's its name?
We can't remember his name. We so forgive him.
But he had that look on and like, hey, you guys haven't been talking to me like you normally do.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where they went.
Milton could remember dog names better than us.
But that number that
we can't even remember people names.
No.
But the number Calvin was talking about to put your name on that list for a plant that you're waiting to have here at Milberger's is 210-497-3760. That's the number for the store here at Milberger's.
And those we mentioned the Bougainvillea, but and porterweed. The thing we expect, the delivery we expect next week for sure is tomato plants. And if you're looking for Tycoon or Ruby Crush or what are some of our other favorite ones?
So I'm just going to go through the list. Was it on Saturday or last week? Let's see. One of my favorites is BHN 968.
Red Snapper.
Red Snapper. We still have some Amelia out there. Pull Big.
Sweet 100.
Sweet 100. Ruby Crush. And there's one other one. As you can see, mostly the cherries are left right there. A large red cherry is another variety. So, not so many. No celebrities, or at least all the celebrities are gone.
Yeah. Celebrities and the Tycoons were there a couple of weeks ago, and they're gone temporarily. We expect them to show up in this delivery, and then hopefully Red Snapper and some of the others.
That's a good sign.
Thunderbird.
Yeah. Or just goes to show you what Calvin and I say frequently is the selections we recommend go fast. So come up when we say that the tomatoes are here. Call ahead and see if all the varieties that you want are available, and because they do tend to go fast.
And it's almost time to start planting them, no?
Oh yeah, I'm starting to plant them. Mark's first week in
usually
August.
I do it next week or the week after. But I may just get one because I really do want BHN, so I'm going to have to grab one of the last ones here.
I did
to make sure.
I managed to get some BHN 968s and some Ruby Crush and some Pole Big, but I'd still love to have Tycoon and Red Snapper and Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
And the Amelia's over there. I'm halfway.
You know that?
I don't. I'm trying to avoid having too many tomato plants that I usually do.
Well, all you need to have is an Amelia and a Ruby Crush, and you'll be okay.
BHN 968 and Ruby Crush.
No, I'm going to have that one. No, you can't have it.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They're a bunch of wonderful selections for growing here. And in the spring, they were slow to start, but boy, once they started producing, we got a lot of production. And the idea in the fall is get them in now that again, so that we can beat the cold weather now, and get them. The plants are relatively small, but they're growing fast. They'll grow fast, react to the weather that we have. And prepare the soil. Mark was talking to a gardener about 1959. What I always recommend on preparing the soil for the tomato and the vegetable bed is 10 cups of 1959 per 100 square feet of bed area, and also 2 inches of compost incorporated into the soil. And you can't go wrong if you can do that every year, because the tomato plants we recommend, they will utilize for maximum production. They need a lot of nutrition, and they will utilize what the nutrition you and the good soil that you provide them. So, if you want a high yield on Tycoon and Celebrity and Ruby Crush and all those that we talk about, they do need fertilization, and it's not a little salt and pepper.
I was going to say, it's not a shake of like Osmocote and a container. No, we're talking side dressing here, or prep. Prep is probably more important.
Well, that's a good point, though, Mark. Too, that a lot of gardeners do plant their tomatoes in containers, and they do very well. And of course, if you're generous with Osmocote, that'll provide the nutrients they do need. But you can't be skimpy on it, and your containers. You want a relatively large container.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, some of most of the varieties we're talking about are semi-determinate or determinate, but maximum production, you need a large container, a reservoir that can hold the nutrients and the water. So. Next week, we expect all those selections, all those varieties.
We have been assured of another order coming in this week by staff. So, but I wouldn't wait.
Don't go fast.
Yeah, come by with and get those. Like I mentioned, some of my favorites are still available here. Now these are the 4.5 or 4-inch.
The 4-inch pot containers. Yeah. While we wait for those, we do have a lot that's available, and that's on sale as well. We have Esperanzas in a number 2 and a number 3. They're on sale for $16.88.
Blooming up a storm.
Mm-hmm. We have Mexican Bird of Paradise, or the Pride of Barbados, in a number 2. They're on sale for $14.88. I see a few blooming down over there by the entrance.
And if you haven't seen them blooming in the landscape out there, you haven't been moving around, because they're blooming everywhere.
We also have the Butterfly and African Iris in a number 3, regularly $24.99. They're on sale $16.88.
That's something new. Mark, have you actually grown those?
Yeah. I find those to be really good in a sunny area where you may have to have maybe a foundation plant, although I don't usually recommend foundation plants, or maybe in a big container. They are very hardy. I don't know which ones we have, either the bicolor or the butterfly vine. What did you say, African? But I don't know.
Native to South Africa.
Yeah. But because it's a grass, or grass-like, you can use it in a lot of different locations. So up front, along the side of a walkway, or on the sidewalk, it does very well. Doesn't need a whole lot of soil, and you can just stick it in anywhere.
Would you put it, with one spot you might put it is by a water?
Oh, you read my mind, yeah. So yesterday I was going on and on about dry tropicals around the pool, as opposed to big trees or the worst crepe myrtles around your pool. But that would be an excellent plant to put around the pool. It's going to grow tall enough to provide some privacy, but it also, more importantly, it's going to have some lovely flowers on it. Not a whole lot, but just enough.
Uh-huh.
So that was...
and kind of in tune with that atmosphere and that environment.
Yeah, so when I was leaving yesterday, I was like, oh, don't forget about that, Mark. And then you read my mind. So,
have you seen them, Alex?
I haven't, no.
Yeah.
Where are they located at?
Or behind me.
Behind you?
On your way out.
I'll be sure to check it out.
Butterfly and African virus, also known as bicolor virus. Iris.
Iris, yes.
But it looks like a long, thin grass is what the foliage looks like.
Okay, then. Yeah, I'll be sure to check that out. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Give us a call, 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, right here on 930 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas, right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Mark and Calvin stepped away to take care of some customer and other issues, so it's just me right now. James will get to you right now when they come back, but I just want to round off a couple more of the sales we have going on here at Milberger's. We have Vitex on sale, 30% off. Doesn't give me the size on the website, but right here on the paper. And a number 3. The number 3 is 30% off, regularly $29.99. We also have Crossvine tangerines in a number 3, regularly $34.99. They're on sale for $29.99. We also mentioned all perennials in a number 1 are on sale for $6.88, as well as all interior plants. They're starting at $4.99. They're on sale 15% off. We have Mark coming back up. What did we find out, Mark?
We found out that we didn't know.
We didn't know.
So I was asking some of the staff, and they didn't know. So as we're looking at it, we're going, interesting stem. Kind of a square stem, which leads us to think of something in a mint family.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not have opposite branching. So that eliminates salvias and other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
We don't know. Mary and I didn't know. I asked Mary, and she didn't know.
We're not sure.
So we're not sure. Anyway, so I'll keep it around. It had interesting purple. The new leaves, when they come out, they're purple. And a beautiful purple. Very reminiscent of loropetalum or even one of the colors of the Cenizo.
And what was the issue, or what was happening?
She didn't know what it was.
Oh, okay.
My friend Janice, she didn't know
what it was.
what it was.
So trying to find out what it was.
Came in up in one of her pots.
Interesting.
So I said I'd cogitate on it for a bit.
All right.
Mysteries of the horticulture.
All right. Well, 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, thank you for holding. How are we doing?
Yes, sir. Train stop.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I on? I'm sorry.
Yes, you are. You're on.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I've got my next door neighbor's rooster, and it looks like a hen scratching under my got a post oak over there, and he was crowing. I was hoping y'all would hear him. I was crowing back, trying to shut down. I think I spooked, but he's still there. But anyway, I digress. Hey, yesterday I was calling about my chili peking. I didn't get the sharpshooter out. It was either A or B or both. I was too lazy or it was too hot, or combination thereof. But I did go out just a while ago and was picking some peppers because my son's coming over and he wants some, so he doesn't have to pick them. And when you stand out there for 10 minutes, it's hot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but what I noticed on the pepper plant, without digging into the soil, is the dieback turning brown seems to be restricted to one branch. There goes the rooster. I don't know if y'all heard it or not, but anyway, it's restricted. It looks like to one or possibly two branches coming off close to the soil. So I'm thinking the whole plant's not effective from whatever it is. So should I just cut those two branches out? Because they're pretty crispy.
Well, if they're crispy,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Train coming by?
No, I'm sorry. That was a reminder that popped up on my phone. I silenced it. Sorry about that. You know, Calvin, I have that CRS, can't remember anything disease, so I have to put all these reminders on my phone. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so do you think I should cut those two branches out and not disturb the rest of the root system?
And remind us, how large is this plant?
Oh, it's not very large, Calvin. It is. Let me walk over. It's behind that fire bush so I can see it better. My fire bush is just ablaze in red. It's gorgeous. It's only about at the most, maybe 2 feet tall, if that, and about wider than it is tall, probably getting close to 3 feet wide.
And is it did you say it's a pepper?
Chili Pekin.
Oh. Okay.
And I called y'all yesterday about it.
Okay.
It's just like overnight it started browning, and I thought it was from the bottom up, and I thought it was the whole plant. But since I went right before I called, I was picking peppers, and it seems to be just a couple of specific branches that have turned brown for whatever reason. So should I just I picked some, even though they're crispy, they've got red berries, peppers on them. I picked a bunch off. So should I just cut the branches out?
That's what I do. But I have such a history of them being so invincible that I just can't expect that the plant would be. I can't figure out what would be affecting the plant that way. Right.
The only thing I can think of now, it is at the bottom of a slope, and I didn't tell y'all that yesterday. It slopes down to my cement driveway. And I'm thinking maybe with the rain that we have, maybe water was pooling there. Water might have been pooling there. Even though the soil is sandy and drained, it just might have got too wet right there. That's what I'm thinking. But
yeah.
So it's not going to hurt it if I cut those branches out, or possibly it could help.
No, because
I don't want to stress it anymore.
I'm always cutting branches out.
Yeah, I was going to say, so am I, and terminate with extreme prejudice on those. But take the fruit off.
Okay. All right. Now I got another question, if I could. Man, my rooster, I don't know if y'all can hear the rooster, but he's going down now. My fig tree, Celeste, it was labeled as the Celeste. It was doing real good. And now then again, like the Chili Pekin, just like similar timing. Past few days, leaves are turning brown. Not all of them, some of them, mainly towards the top of each of the branches. They have brown spots. I went and looked at them closer. And the ones that are turning brown, the leaves themselves have brown spots all over them. And then the leaves turn brown, curl up, and fall off. What is going on there?
And it's just the new growth.
No, it would be kind of the old growth. I'm walking over to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I said no. It's got to be the old growth.
It is old growth.
Okay.
Because below some of these leaves that are yellow, brown, and speckled with whatever rust spots or whatever, right above them they've got new shoots, green leaf. Yeah. So it's a mix. It's a mix of new growth, and then whatever this browning is and the speckles, the brown spots on the leaves, it's spreading. Okay. It looks like it's really progressing.
Are they brown with a yellow halo around them?
Let me get closer. What do you mean by the halo? The halo where?
Around the brown spots. Or is it just kind of amorphous brown patches along the veins of the leaf?
No, it's not along the veins. I just pulled one off, and I'm holding it in my other hand. It's all over the leaf. It's not lined with the veins at all. Mostly they're brown, but what I'm noticing when I'm looking up closer, even though they're brown kind of in the center of the spot, they're kind of whitish in the center. Not all of them, but I guess mainly all of them. They have like a white center and then a brown perimeter of the spot.
It's not in a low spot where with this big rain we had to be soggy. You got a little sandy soil, right?
Yes, but Calvin, to your point, and I haven't thought about that, I have an apron around my workshop, and the water flows off this edge, and it will drain down to this fig tree. So you think it could be too much water?
I'm now, just because it's uniform, you have some uniformity with brown and then a white discoloration in the middle. I think it's more fungal, but I can't tell you which fungus it is.
Well, and that might, have some relationship to the moisture.
Yeah. So more humidity, more moisture.
I got
more fungi issues.
And I was thinking of some of the roses are showing or in the zinnias on their leaves too are showing a lot of fungal because of the moisture and the heat and everything.
Okay. You say that, I'm walking back over to the patio. I have one lone rose on my place, Mr. Lincoln, that I put in the ground last year. And yes, it's got the same spots on the bottom leaves. I now noticed that. Same brown spots. So it's a fungus of some sort. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's it's probably dependent on this weather situation we have.
Okay, should I pick these leaves off or leave them be or
put
them in the
pick them off. You don't have to be real neat or
okay. But what about on the fig? There's a lot of brown ones. So this is going to probably spread across the whole plant, or should I spray it with something, or just let it go, dust it with something?
I think I think you'll get a bit of a leaf drop, but then you'll get a quick recovery.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Because my fig has a tendency to be kind of unexplained and reacts to the conditions, but in the long term seems to survive everything.
Right. A lot of times it's, do you want to feel good? Oh, bless your heart. So you go to the store and get something like that. But in reality, you don't have to do anything because
I don't have anything, a fungicide or anything. And so if it's not necessary, I mean, it's not going to kill it, bottom line, right? It'll recover.
No,
okay.
but pick off the ones that are most infected, destroy those, don't put them in a compost,
right.
Burn them or put them in a garbage bag.
Okay. All right. Okay, one more quick one, and it's just an update because y'all always tell me to keep y'all updated, and I fail to do so. I forget. My gardenia that froze back. I forgot to bring it in to the workshop, and it got burnt back, so I cut it back severely because it's very root bound. Got all lush growth on it. Put on one bloom so far, which I cherish. I love the blossom of that thing, but it hasn't bloomed since. Is there something that'll stimulate bloom on a gardenia?
Oh, if I had that chemical, I would be worth $1 billion.
Okay.
Mother Nature, light, water.
Okay. Well, it gets all of those. Okay. Possibly because I cut it back, it's even though the root system's mature, maybe the top growth is not mature enough to produce.
Just the rule of thumb, if you give it high nitrogen, the plant will expect to put on lots of leaves and not flowers or fruit. So you minimize. That's why a lot of times you see these 10-10-10s or 12-12-12s. That's the concept is they're adding other parts of the complete fertilizer, the NPK. Yeah.
Well, what I'm using. Sorry.
No. I said so. A lot of these things is bloom something, or and they're adding phosphorus or potassium. And I'm I'm using this Miracle Grow 15-30-15 on it, but not consistently. So maybe I should use it a little more consistently.
Oh, but Mark's that point Mark made about they're unpredictable.
Yeah,
gardenias. A lot of times I can't explain why a particular one is working the way it is.
Yes.
And
so when I was in school, it was like there is absolutely no evidence that phosphorus or potassium increases root growth for trees. Vegetables may be something else, or shrubs may be something else. But a lot of times you see all this advertisement, high middle number, just what you're using. will increase blooms. But
it does
there's
increase blooms.
No guarantees that it does.
Oh, okay. I always assumed it did, but in your experience, it may not. It may or may not. Okay.
It may or may not, yeah.
Well, in his sandy soil, of course, maybe it's in a container and...
No.
It is in a container.
Yeah. The one thing, you mentioned sandy soils. What's the one thing you need is actually the last number, the potassium. Potassium
is that right?
Yeah, potassium seems to be deficient. Well, not seems to be. Will frequently be deficient in sandy soils.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Okay, learned something new. Okay, well, I'll just keep feeding it. I never understood. I've had August Beauty before, and I never understood why they call it August Beauty because, in my experience, they always bloom in the spring and never in August.
I know. Yeah. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good marketing.
Good marketing. Okay. All right. I appreciate the info. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thanks for good questions.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you. 210-308-8867. We're going to take one more break for today. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Got about a little over 10 minutes in our show for today. We have gardenias on sale. I know James was talking about his gardenias. We have gardenias in a number 3 on sale for $19.99. We have citrus as well. They're starting at $59.99. They're now 25% off.
And like I said, I went through the list last week. I should have done it this morning, but we had everything. We had grapefruit. We had Bloom Sweet. We had the Rios. We had Ruby Rio and Rio Red. And then we had Myers Improved. We had Ponderosa, Mexican
lime.
Yeah, Persian limes, Satsumas, navel oranges, and I think maybe a Changsha. But anyway, they're on sale. It's a great time to plant citrus.
The last two items.
I can even get some flowers. I even got some flowers off of my Satsuma right now.
Nice.
It's amazing.
The last two items we have for sale this week are the mountain laurels in a number 5. They're on sale for $39.99. And then the flax lilies in a number 1 on sale $8.88.
Tell me, Mark, what do you know about flax lilies?
Flax lily. Flax lily is can be used in conjunction with the Aztec grass or the Liriope. It's in that same category. So I suggest sometimes they use it, like we talked about in those shade gardens, where you wanted different textures and different colors. Frequently we mention monkey grass and associated with Liriope, but some of these other ones, these flax lilies and the Aztec grass, are very useful for that same thing. So it's a different texture. Flax lily has a little purple flower. So,
and they can put up with the shade.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that gives us another option for, if you've got a landscape that is too shady for successful lawn grass. There's just a whole long list of ground covers that can tolerate more shade and look attractive, and you can be pretty inventive. Lots of options.
So, yeah, when I was helping Juan and others with saws with our landscape coupon program, we had liriope as a permitted plant that you could use. And a lot of times Aztec grass and flax lily was being substituted for it. I just made a decision, an executive management decision. Fine. It does the same thing in the landscape and is as drought tolerant as those, so that's fine. You may see it liriope on the card that we have or on the website, but you can with permission you can use flax lily or Aztec grass.
Cool.
I just like Aztec grass. I don't know if it's variegated, and so just think of liriope with variegation, and so it just gives you a little different texture and color in the landscape.
Yeah, maybe we maybe we go ahead and look at that next weekend. Some of those, if they're still on the list.
We could pull them up right here.
We can.
We just put them right here in front of the porch, and people can come by, or we can talk about it.
That's a good idea.
Well, I was actually going yesterday. I was going to bring the African and bicolor up here, but then I realized there were number 3s, and I went, I don't want to do all that work. I got to put them back then. So anyway, what else? What else do you want to talk about real quick?
Oh,
hey, this week in the garden.
What
did you write, Calvin? Talked about vines, so next week that's what your article is going to be about, vines.
yeah, lots of.
Well, that's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic, kind of a diverse topic, and lots of options for people. And most of the vines are an important part of pollinator success, and some of them are just unbelievable in terms of impact on the landscape too. So it should be fun.
We're going to talk a little bit about pre-emergence. I probably would do them in September again. You're talking about doing it in August. The point is, people, don't forget about your pre-emergence, please.
For the winter annual, for the winter annuals,
yeah.
Lots of. It'll be an interesting situation with the rain and everything on.
Correct.
The weeds. The weed growth has been unbelievable. The deer love it. I mean, they've got lots of choices out there. Broadleaf weeds came up everywhere.
And Gavin lists a couple of good chemicals, Barricade or Dimension, or you look in the label to see if you have the label of your product has one of those. Crew is another one. Has equal parts grassy and broadleaf pre-emergence.
Okay, let's see.
What else is in there? Oh, yeah, planting trees. I think you plant trees with the new container-grown trees 10, 11 months out of the year. I rarely do an late August, but you still can do it if you want. Not a problem. Just follow my 3-2-1 method. Make sure that have consistent watering, particularly in when you initially plant the tree.
And what is that 3-2-1 method?
The infamous. Well, I'm sorry.
It's
famous.
always good to have a reminder about it. So.
You can find it in greater detail on the gardenstylesa.com website. But essentially, it's in the absence of rainfall.
Which is what we're going to have.
Which is what we're going to have for the next year.
Might be interesting, too, as we get into the fall, into the tree planting, little more prime time for tree planting. We want to make sure we know, we kind of list what trees are available here at Milberger's. A lot of those on that new publication.
On the new list, yeah. So it is recommended, preferred. We're hoping that the nurseries will catch up to some of those more ambiguous. What's another word I'm looking for? Desired trees rather than ones that are popular in the nurseries.
And don't forget that we expect the new delivery of tomato plants this next week. So if you've got some special plants, varieties, Tycoon or whatever is your favorite, put your name on the list. Just to get a phone call to be alerted from the staff here at Milberger's that they're here. We'll put some aside for you if you want some, and otherwise, come on by. So that should be next week, and then hopefully, if any of the what other things we mentioned. Porterweed and milkweeds and
all the perennials. Remember, all the perennials are currently on sale in the number ones.
Yes, they are.
Plants or pollinators need plants to pollinate.
Mm-hmm.
Got to have those.
It's kind of it'd be interesting too to do a little inventory of our salvias. What do we have? We got salvia.
I know. For those on the radio, the salvias are always behind the corner, and Calvin and I can't always see those. So
it's kind of a surprise when a customer gardener brings them out. Where'd you get those?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
So that's what happened today. Is we didn't know that we had porterweed, or nobody had told us. And all of a sudden we're watching, and all of a sudden there's a customer comes around the corner with a porterweed in her hand. And I'm like, wow!
Actually, a staff person told me, but I didn't find it. So but it was a nice-looking plant. And, of course, if you've put porterweed in a container on your patio in the full sun, you know how much the pollinators love it.
Yeah.
You may have at the same time, you may have a hummingbird, butterflies, and bees on that little teeny plant with the weird flowers.
Yeah. So mist flower, porterweed, zinnias, pentas.
Where's the mist flower? Have you seen
I don't think it's blooming right now, but it's in right near those other silver ones right there. Well, at least that's where it was. I'll have to go look. But anyway, that's another good one.
That's an all-star.
All-star.
For sure. I'll be in the same league as zinnias.
So that's what you want in your pollinator garden.
So what do you think, Alex? Is there anything you want to bring up on the sale list before the show is over?
Touched through most of it. Now we're inside a minute. Just mainly all the perennials and the number ones are on sale.
Yeah, that's an amazing list there.
For $688. Speaking of the vines, crossvine tangerines are on sale. And then number 3.
Tangerine crossvine, yeah.
Tangerine crossvine, they're on sale. And for the number 3s for $29.99.
Are crepe myrtles still on sale?
Yes. No, they're not. Mountain laurel's on sale. And a number 5 for $39.99.
So, yeah. Look at that citrus. Get some citrus.
Mm-hmm.
It's great food for which swallowtail? I always forget.
But it is, and it's also one of the most fun, most spectacular to have in your backyard. Evergreen blooms, nice fragrance, and surprisingly productive.
Yeah, what's our four fruits in San Antonio?
4 fruits.
Yeah, you gotta have citrus, figs, blackberries, and I'd say plums or pears are tied for me.
All right. Well, thank you for listening.